morning guys, how's it going? James here from Audio.etc. Today I'm working on another one of these Audi A4s. You remember that one I did with the big Focal / Rockford system not that long ago, and it was an absolute nightmare. Well, I'm doing it again. I'm not doing the exact same system. I did not want to do that again. That was awful. Doing a slightly cut down version of that system into this one. I'm installing a Pioneer AV stereo, as I did with the last one. 2 sets of Rockford Fosgate P16-S. Actually, here we go. So, Pioneer MVH-Z5050bt. New model of stereo, mechless AV, basically a flagship stereo without a CD or DVD drive in it. 2 sets of Rockford Fosgate P16-S punch series components, and a Rockford Fosgate P300-12 Active 12-inch subwoofer. And at the same, to help with, bass flow, I'm going to remove the factory subwoofer, which is this bad boy here. I'm going to take that out and just disconnect it from the factory amplifier to allow the sound from the new active 12-inch to flow from the booth through into the cabin. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to get this all done or not. I was actually supposed to be here doing this and filming it yesterday, but I couldn't because I was sick as a dog. I got a really bad case of, well, not really bad case, just a standard case, but I got stomach flu or something, and I was sick and throwing up, and I couldn't come into work. I was too sick. So this car is a day behind, essentially, which is why this video isn't going to be hugely in depth. It's going to be mostly time-lapse. I'm sorry about that. I just have to get it done as fast as I can. I've done the stereo already, which you guys might have seen some of at the beginning of the video, and if you haven't seen it, I did just make a video on how to wire it up into the factory Audi amplifier system. I thought it'd just be handy to, or helpful to some people to make a separate video about that, because I'm sure a lot of people out there, are always wondering how to wire into a factory Audi amplifier, so I did that. But anyway, the stereo is in. It's not properly mounted yet though. I need to get I think a universal 100mm cage to go in here, because this fitting kit was already in the car and it's meant to be a cage mount, and these stereos don't come with a cage. And even the Pioneer cages that we do have are 113mm, so I need one of those special ones to mount it in there properly. So I've done that. In the center here, I've already run the USB cable to pop out of there, and also this here, the Rockford Fosgate PLC, the punch level controller or volume control for the active 12-inch, is already mounted up there and ready to go. I quite like how that turned out. And the RCAs and remote and everything wire already loomed up, bundled down there, ready to be run. Since the subwoofer is going to be on the right hand side, I'm going to run all the RCAs and the power wire and everything down the right hand side. Save me the time and effort of having to get 2 sides of this car apart, because if you saw the videos where I was doing the last Audi, these things are just a nightmare to take apart. It's just that it just takes so long, so many parts underneath one another. And the clips they use are old and metal and very unforgiving. So I'm going to try and quickly get as much of this job done as I can, power through it. I've done the head unit. The next step thing I'm going to do is the amplifier, as the subwoofer. Then I'm going to do the front speakers, and then I'm going to do the rear speakers. Got to prioritize, things and do them in the order that makes the most sense. Hopefully it will stay overnight, and I'll still be able to continue working on it or finish it tomorrow. But we'll see how much I get to do on it tomorrow, because tomorrow I have another job to do with a legacy which is similar to mine, where I'm installing a DVD version of the stereo, the AVH-Z5050, as well as my spare set of steering wheel controls onto his steering wheel, because his steering wheel is like this, doesn't have any buttons, and I've got a spare set of controls that I'm going to install for him. So that's what I'm doing tomorrow. And hopefully around that I'll have some time to maybe finish off this car and do the rear speakers. But yeah, anyway, enough chit chat. I'm gonna get into it. I need to power through it. I need to just go. Okay, time lapse starting now. Okay guys, got the subwoofer done. Sing it with me. The battery died in the GoPro, I mean, not the car. But anyway, yeah, the subwoofer's good and going. You almost saw me get it finished. I got this wire nicely sort of, the excess is sort of bundled under here. Got this section of the seat back together, and all the wiring comes out of this corner and then goes along. It's all Tessa taped up and then just ducks around into the side of the subwoofer there. I decided I did want it on this side of the car as opposed to that one, just because I mean, even though the connections are on that side of it, the size of the box and the size of this seat match up much nicer, which means if you want to put something long through the car, it looks a bit nicer just having that one folded down on its own rather than this one. But now this can just go back up. Oop. Locked, there we go. And down here, it might be a bit hard to see, but I'll get my torch out just in case. There's my ground. Just a nice big self-tapping bolt thing. And yeah, she's all good. I did have these grey wires are the base remote control for the subwoofer, because I did have to extend those because yeah, there just wasn't enough since it runs all the way up and then back into the center console. Anyway, that's the subwoofer done. Stereo is pretty much done. Oh, what time is it now? 3:20. Moving on to the front speakers. Can put this back on. There's the fuse holder just there, and it's just going in, and the power wire just goes onto that free 10mm nut that wasn't being used in there. It folds back down, and then this goes like in there, like that. There we go, done under the bonnet. So I'm going to put the side of the car and the driver's foot area back together. Obviously the side trims, the kick panel and the big knee panel thing, I'm going to put that all back together. And then I'll start taking the door cards off the, I'll start with the passenger side since Grant's here in the way. I'll do the passenger side and start working on how I'm going to do the front left speaker. Sweet. Okay guys, so the Audi I'm actually pretty much done on for the day, because I just got a call from the customer and he wants to pick it up tomorrow morning. Now, I did say this, I can't remember if I said this at the beginning of the video or not, but I was supposed to have already been doing work on this yesterday, but I was badly sick and couldn't come into work. So I'm fine now, but yeah, I couldn't get anything done on this yesterday, neither could Grant because he was busy as. So all I've managed to get done today was the stereo and the subwoofer. I was hoping to do more work on it tomorrow and work around other things as well, but he said he wants to pick it up tomorrow morning and take it away, and because he's got to go out of town. So the speakers aren't done and the factory subwoofer hasn't been removed, but he is, as I've said to him, welcome to come back and get that done just at whatever time suits him. So I'm pretty much done on this for the day, so I thought I'd show you guys, you know, just the final, you know, rundown of what I'd done. And let me know if you guys want to see the speaker install when it comes back, because if it's you know, if it's a, you know, pretty simple thing to you guys and you're not too bothered, then I won't bother filming it, you know. So in the dash, man, that sub's good. So in the dash we got the Pioneer MVH-Z5050, which is a new mech-free flagship stereo. Now the stereo isn't really sitting in there properly because this is the fitting kit that was in the car when it came in, and it had a JVC unit in it and it was flopping about quite badly. So I managed to get the kit secured to the car with some screws going through the sides of it on the inside of the cavity. But in order for this stereo to secure into this kit, it needs a special cage or a sleeve, because regular cages for double DINs are about 113mm high. This kit needs a 100mm cage, or maybe 103, and like I thought I measured 100mm, but it seems that the only ones we can get available to us are 103mm, so we would have to try one of those. We didn't have one in stock, so it was going to be something that I would order and do tomorrow, but since he's taking it away, there's no point at this, no reason at this point. So it's kind of just sitting in there. This trim ring around it is kind of holding it in there as well, but it's all just, you know, been kind of not rushed, but, you know, it hasn't been able to be, you know, properly finished just because of the fact that I've unfortunately had to take a sick day, and it, you know, throws everything out of whack. So that's all good, but it's running and gets full reception and AM and everything like that, because that's the other thing. The previous unit wasn't getting AM, but I managed to fix that. Something I quite like that I've done under here is I've got the Rockford Fosgate PLC. Listen to the difference. So that's the little bass controller there, and the USB port as well. So that's for CarPlay and Android Auto and memory sticks. So yeah, that's quite good. And then in the boot, obviously you guys know, Rockford Fosgate P300-12. I haven't had time to do any like rock straps or anything to secure it down, but what I have done is used great big fat Velcro strips underneath it, which are stuck to the bottom of the box, and then the hook side of it goes into this carpety stuff, and so it can flop a wee bit, but it's actually, if you see the carpet back there is moving up with it, so it's not going to want to fall over because the carpet isn't going to bend up like that. I thought if I got time I would make some little brackets that go on the back of the seat there which just hold it down, but it's just been a big time constraint, and if I had time tomorrow I would do it, but I just haven't got time because I have a big job tomorrow morning on a Legacy. So yeah, it's not finished to the standard that I would like, but you know, it's just, as I keep saying, it's a time crunch thing. It's just affected everything in a slightly negative way. So I've done the best I can with the time that I had. So yeah, let me know if you guys want to see the speaker install on this or the follow-up, you know, when it comes back in. But I am going to film the Legacy job tomorrow morning, so I'll see you guys for that. Thanks for watching today, guys. Choose to be happy, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Kite Ano.